AITA for calling my mill on my fiancé. I cried for about 15 minutes. I felt terrible unloading on her like that. My fiancé was injured over a month ago and had surgery to correct things literally 2 days after the accident. I have been by his side the entire time. I have more or less become his caregiver. In the last month I have taken over the role of keeping our house together. I cook all the meals. I take care of the pets. I stay up all night to tend to his endless needs. I take him to the bathroom. I have been working remotely. I haven't left the house for more than an hour since the accident, aside from taking him to and from appointments. I am not saying this to complain, I am grateful that my life allows for me to support him the way I have. My problem is his attitude. He was given very strong painkillers for the first 2 weeks after surgery. He had to extend his time on them and recently stopped taking them in the last week. When he was taking them, he thanked me, told me how much he loved me, apologized at every step, though he didn't need to. Without the meds he doesn't seem to see that I am helping him. Every dish I bring him is the wrong one, he will yell for me and when I come he will tell me to fuck off. If he's in pain he expects me to fix it. I am exhausted. I can't do anything right and it is wearing on me. I haven't slept in weeks. I haven't seen a friend or family member in way too long. I can't even be on the phone for more than 10 minutes without it being an issue. After days of what turned into verbal abuse, I called my MIL. I told her everything as soon as I saw he was asleep. I cried for about 15 minutes. I felt terrible unloading on her like that, but I had so much built-up frustration I just couldn't stop. She was very supportive on the phone, let me know I wasn't wrong to feel like that, and let me cry. After hearing everything she was furious and ended our call to talk to her son. She tore him a new asshole. I heard him trying to defend himself through the door but it was mostly just stammering. She flew up yesterday and put me up in a nice hotel. I haven't heard much from my fiancé since I left but as I was leaving he was yelling at me for calling his mom. He said he didn't want to marry someone who couldn't be there for him in sickness. I told him I loved him and I was sorry. I am just so tired. He didn't care and just told me to go and his mom could do a better job for him than I ever could. So now I'm on my way to a nice hotel room, feeling like a major AH. I need to know if I'm wrong here. Edit, he began weaning off 2 weeks ago and became fully dependent on over-the-counter medication this week. He did not stop taking them cold turkey. His doctors were heavily involved too, due to previous drug abuse. Update 1, I went home 2 days after posting. Things were sad. My mill had cleaned but the energy in the house was a bummer. The first thing he said to me when I got back was, "I'm glad you're back, can you make me a snack?" There was no apology, no accountability, just a task. He only talked to me when he needed something. His attitude was worsening. My mill took the rest of the prescribed opiates so I knew he wasn't using. The weekend following the mill debacle my wonderful fiancé told me he had friends coming to stay for the weekend. 2-hour heads up, didn't ask. I sighed and made up the guest room. His friend and his girlfriend's girlfriend came to stay. During the stay my fiancé bought me flowers, got out of bed daily, took me out, and let me call my parents unsupervised. The day they left he was back to bed with a shitty attitude. I wish I could say I'm in my own apartment with my pets and a bottle of rosé that's just for me. Or with my girlfriends that I haven't seen in months. Unfortunately I'm writing this on the couch while I listen to the music that are his endless demands. However I do have a light at the end of the tunnel. I'm scared to leave him in person but he's leaving the country for a month in April. My sister lives abroad and I'm working on getting to her during that month. It's a process especially with pets. I look forward to getting there. My mother hasn't spoken to me since I told her I was returning the ring because, that's not what we do, we clean our messes. But I have my father's unwavering support. I'll miss my MIL but I deserve that kindness and understanding from my partner, not his mother. I have stopped forcing myself to find joy in his presence and it's helping to fuel my drive to get out of here. I may update again when I get to my sister but don't be surprised if I do my best to put this chapter behind me. Update 2. It's been some time and I finally feel comfortable enough with my situation to update y'all. My pets and I are safe with my father. We've been here a couple weeks and things are going well. I'm working remotely but also searching for a new position closer to my hometown so I can still have a social life. My animals are adapting to life without their dad and I'm doing my best to join them. My ex and I were high school sweethearts. I have been through most major life events with him. There is only a small fraction of my life as an adult that I have been through without him. Leaving was really hard. I am still second-guessing myself. But I realized recently that by not enabling his shitty behavior I really am helping him. He went on his planned trip and I took that opportunity to get everything I needed from our shared home and made arrangements going forward for my lease. He took his trip as an opportunity to reflect on his behavior within our relationship, specifically the last year. He's pretty disappointed in himself. It seems that the company he was on vacation with helped to hold a pretty clear mirror to his face, and he was really unhappy with what he saw. I feel bad he's really having a hard time with this self-awareness, but I do really appreciate the accountability that has been accompanied. I'd like to add that I don't hold any resentment towards him. I am hurt and disappointed in the way he felt he could treat me, but I don't hate him. I was sad to hear how upset he was with himself, though a little relieved I wasn't being painted as the crazy ex I was sure he would paint me as. Since getting home, he has started therapy and is looking for a new sponsor. We talk about once a week so he can see his pets. I also do not mind the positive updates. When we talk, it's respectful. There is still a lot of love, but I've set boundaries that keep him from hounding me about our relationship. I have also started a new therapy. This is my first serious breakup, and the aftershock is real. It's hard to lose your best friend, future husband, and father of your fur babies in one go. I am confident, however, that this is essential to both of our growth. I'm happy that we can have a respectful albeit small relationship. Who knows what the future holds, but for now I'm doing my best to be content with this new independence, and grateful my life can go through roadblocks and I can get through easily, thanks to my amazing support system. I still haven't spoken with my mother. That will be much later, and I will be requiring a serious apology. I love my mom, but I'm not going to stand for her demanding I make really unhealthy choices to appease her, and so she doesn't have to be embarrassed by my broken home. I mean, come on man, I'm 21. My broken little tyke's home, let's be real. I am young and smart and pretty, and I have a really good kind life in my future. Thank you for helping me not settle for comfortable. I hope I never have to update again. And I hope you're all having a really good Friday. Relevant comment. It's good his behavior is improving, but don't rejoin the relationship. OP replied, absolutely. I'm pleased to see progress. Period. I have no intentions of rejoining that relationship. I am just really happy that he is also getting a new start that is positive, and I am proud of him for taking it seriously and getting the help he needs. I was fully expecting self-destruction while blaming me, and instead he's owning up to his mistakes and trying to do better for himself. Update 3. I left out of my last post my final interaction with my ex. It didn't seem too important at the time, but we had a final hookup the last time I saw him. I am now pregnant. This was my biggest fear while with him, having a child and being solely responsible for them. I am now in that exact position. I told my ex a couple days after I found out. I assured him that this changes nothing about our relationship, but as he is the father, he has the right to be involved in the conversation. He declared he is moving to my hometown and he will be the best goddamn father you've ever seen. I have my doubts. I am full of anxiety. I've barely learned how to treat myself correctly. I want my kid to be so beyond loved. I want my child to have everything in the world and more. I don't know how to do that on my own. I am encouraged to see my ex making big boy steps to be a part of our kids' lives. But I'm also cautious he's doing all this to get back in my good graces. I can't be a mom to my ex and my future child. I can't fall back into the same dynamic that made me leave. I am doing what I can to stay strong and hold my ground, but then he sends flowers, or a massage certificate, or a bump box. Every gift, every check-in text, and every mention of our baby gets me closer to going back to him. I don't really know why I'm posting this. I guess it's cathartic to get this all down and out in my own words. It's hard to write your own narrative in your words in a small gossipy hometown. It's hard to be pregnant and single, but the hardest thing is telling your father that you're expecting no matter how old you are. I know we will be okay. I am already trying everything in my power to be a good mom already. I am trying to be respectful to everyone I can regarding this situation, but damn, it's tough. Anyway, that's my ramble. I doubt anyone reads these anymore, lol, but I'm glad I said it. Relevant comment. Are you sure you want to be tied to him for the rest of your life? Because that's what this baby will do, OP replied. No, I am not. I'm not too sure about much right now. I do know that I already love this baby more than I can say. I know that he loves our baby already too, and that's all I really care about. His mom is good at reining him in, and I have to believe that things are going to be okay. Slight update. My mom and I have always had a rocky relationship. I went to live with my dad as soon as I could decide and kept my contact minimal. After high school I moved away for college and for a good job with my ex. My mom followed me to my new city and we tried to rebuild our relationship. Unfortunately, I got scared of the choices I made when I was with her, so I went back to low contact and she moved back to my hometown. Unfortunately, recently my life turned upside down. Long story short, my boyfriend and I broke up. I moved home, with my dad, and got a new better job. Then I found out I was pregnant. My dad has a full house and I made the decision to move to my mother's guest house for my pregnancy so I can save more money for BB, and move out once they're around 2 months old. The timeline works for my finances, and I figured, since I'm just on her property, not the main house, it might be easy to keep a low profile. How naive. After work daily she comes over to check on me. She hasn't failed to offer me an alcoholic beverage, not once since I moved in. She chain smokes right outside my bedroom daily, and she stays late. I know it's her home. I know that she's very kind to have me here, but I'm growing as a person right now. I am preparing myself for motherhood. Single motherhood. I work long demanding hours. I am stressed and isolated. I would love a fucking drink. But I'm pregnant. I can't drink. The time I brought it up I screamed at and she asked me to leave in the morning. It was really upsetting and stressful. I feel like she comes here to bait me into picking a fight so she can pull every power play to make me feel small. So anyway. Mom, I love you. But fuck man. I am trying to give our entire family a healthy new friend. I am trying to re-establish myself as an adult in the town that I was a child in. I am trying to do better for myself and my baby. Please respect that for me. Please respect that enough for your grandchild. I love you. Please, try to love me. Final update. It's been a while. My life has flipped me in every direction, but I am finally in a place where I am happy and confident enough in my situation and decisions to loop my internet friends in. I started a new job several months ago. It was up my alley and amazing pay. I was living with my mother in order to save up during my pregnancy, but once I started my job I immediately moved out. Besides the pay and the career boost, I have found very meaningful relationships within the company. I met a group of co-workers on my first day that I was immediately attracted to. They are adventurous and kind, outgoing people. I started building my relationships with them and eventually they became some of the closest people to me. They have been supportive of all my struggles from this year and I would not have been able to get through my miscarriage without all the love they had to give me. I miscarried in my second trimester. It was hell. I have never been more upset with my body. I felt I had failed my child. There was nothing I could do to take that pain away. It still breaks my heart on a daily basis, but I have been getting through it and a little stronger every day. My ex lost his mind when he found out. He said I took his family from him and he would never forgive me. He threatened to sue for emotional distress I had caused him. It was unbelievable. The month after my miscarriage, I started seeing one of my new work friends. He's a bit older than me, and is everything I have ever wanted. He is quite literally the opposite of my ex. He cooks and cleans, he makes me feel beautiful and smart and all the things my ex would say I wasn't. I have found a new version of myself this year. I have made good friends who support me every day. I have found things I love to do and have been able to restart hobbies I gave up in favor of my ex. I found a person who makes me want to do better every day.
Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.